Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to Crendor Talks in front of a shitty green screen. Today, I'm talking about Warhammer, because it's been a while since I've done one of these videos on the main channel. Like, normally, I do a lot of this on my Warhammer Crendor channel, which you can check out in the description below, where I talk about Warhammer, mainly Age of Sigmar stuff. You know, I go over battle tomes, I paint over there, I build stuff. I've done battle reports, I've done non-content battle reports, and I'm actually planning on doing some more of those because I think they're really fun. So check those out if you want. You can subscribe, like, whatever, I don't care. You can do nothing. Please subscribe. But I wanted to show off some of the models I've done, because I've been in the hobby now for over 3 years. Been about 3.5, and, you know, there's a lot of people that have got into Warhammer recently, have got into miniature stuff recently. It's blown up over the last couple of years, honestly. I mean, back when I got into it, I think it was just starting to take off, and now it's like, you know, everybody and their brother's been getting into Warhammer or miniature stuff, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of go over my collection, show some stuff off, and you know, just kind of talk about it, because it's been great. I've loved getting into Warhammer. It's been such a, like, chill hobby to have. Especially just, like, calm down. The complete opposite of playing League of Legends, essentially. And it's been great. So I just want to show off some stuff. So we're going to go ahead, swap over to the, my painting area, where I'll show off everything, because I have my high-quality camera over there. I'll put a link to this camera as well in the description. If you want to buy a expensive camera to show off your miniatures for some reason. Well, I gotta move the bike as well, so sorry if it's making sounds. So here we are. I'll walk over here. Alright, so here we are, and this is my painting area. So this is one of the things I'm working on currently. Hold on, is this good? Let me adjust that a little bit. Okay, there we go. So this is one of the things I'm working on currently. This is my Gorgon, in anticipation for the new Beast of Chaos battle tome. And I decided to do a winter theme for Beast of Chaos. So, this is like my ice snow base I've been working on. It's my first attempt at an ice snow base. And, you know, for my first attempt, I think it's alright. I did blue. I put some Vallejo water stuff to make it kind of shiny. I don't know, you can't really see the shininess here, but I did, like, some scratches to make, like, ice scratches, and then put some snow on it, and you know, he's coming together. I think he looks all right. So that's one thing I've been working on. Then let me show off some stuff from a while back. Here's my Thanquol on Bone Ripper. This is from Hot Rat Summer. Skaven Battle Tome came out back then, and he was pretty fun to paint. I enjoy Thanquol. He's very good when you're playing the game, and, you know, obviously there's a lot more details I can do. I can highlight and do all that, but for, like, basic stuff, this was, like, good enough. A lot of it, I just want to play the game with, like, painted models, you know what I mean? And then eventually I come back to them and I'm like, I'm going to touch up all little details. That's something I do a lot of. So I think a lot of people feel like when you start painting something, like, you have to finish it, right? And I think a lot of people are like that, but I just, for some reason, I go like 90% on a lot of things, and then I, like, stop. And I'm like, that's good enough. And then I come back, like, a while later, and I'm like, I should just touch it up and finish it. Which I probably should, you know? Like, there's his tail, little thing, I could paint that, and the rock, and, you know, whatever. So that's another thing. Here we have some foot heroes. So another rat. We have the Gray Seer. I love this little guy up top holding the warp stone. He's one of my favorites. Really cool model. I enjoyed painting him too. And then we have some orcs. I have my Cruel Boy Shaman. Here's a fun one to paint, especially, like, back here, the skull and the potions and everything. And his, you know, cotton candy potion he's pouring out. That was a really fun one to do. We have my War Chanter. I like this guy a lot, doing the glowy sticks. It was fun painting the armor. With the orcs, I'm trying to do kind of an Adobe desert type of theming, where, you know, it's like kind of you know, like the Adobe, I don't know how else to put it. I really like, you know, desert orcs for some reason. I think it's cool and having that type of armor. So, he's pretty fun. Then, I might as well show off my Adobe Desert Orc Pride and Joy here. This is my Maw Crusher. So, I painted this guy, and I did a custom base for him. So this is a custom base I made that's supposed to look like the desert. And, you know, I think it turned out all right. You know, we got like the skull and the things, and then this is all corkboard. Just painted up and kind of, you know, essentially made to look like it's a desert. But I think it turned out well. It kind of looks like he's climbing up rocks. And this guy just took me so long to paint. But what I did was I pretty much painted him 5 to 20 minutes a day. And that would be it. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to paint some horns today. And that'd be it. Then the next day, I'm like, I'm going to paint the inside of his wings. Then I'm going to paint this. And well, and after like a month, he was finally done. I was like, wow. That worked out well. So then there's the orc boss up top. And, you know, I'm pretty happy with him. There's still obviously some little things here and there, but a lot of times I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to win a competition. You know what I mean? Like, I think if he's good enough to, like, even just play the game with, you put him on the table, people see him, like, oh, he's pretty neat. They're not going to be like, you know, if you look at his tail, part of this paint is coming off, and, like, this could be, you know, nobody does that. And if they do, they're losers. So, I really like how he turned out. We got our Lady of the Vines here. She was pretty fun to paint. Just, you know, a lot of vines. Kind of like Dr. Octopus. Doing this back part with all the leaves, the skirt, was kind of cool. You know, just a fun little tree person to paint. Then I had my Banner Bear. Oh my god, this dude was... I actually spent a lot of time on this guy. And I was trying to figure out how to do leather. So a lot of his leather stuff on the back here is painted different colors. Like I was wet blending, essentially. So I was like painting this a bit, and then I would blend in a different brown, and I'd blend in a different brown. I would keep kind of doing that. So none of the leathers kind of look the same. They look kind of scrapped together. And I did the same with the metal. So you can see the metals are all different shades of metal, almost like he just, you know, found this in the swamp and he's like, oh, I put this on there. So that was a fun painting project. This guy was also fun. This is my pot grot. The old pot grot. He's got his assortment of things he carries around. He essentially just walks with the shaman, this guy from earlier. And he was really fun to paint. Love painting the pot grot. Big fan. Then we had... what do we have next? Here we go. Throw some Nurgle in. Here's my Nurgle guys, for all you Nurglers out there. These are my Magath Lords. So here's this one. He is just projectile vomiting onto stuff. I wanted it to look kind of slimy, so I'm glad it turned out pretty well. And then we got the Lord up top. This is actually all contrast paint, and then I just dry brushed over it. It actually, Zenithal Prime, but you Zenithal Prime, you contrast with Nurgle Rot, or whatever it's called. Plaguebearer Flesh, that's what it is. Nurgle Rot, I think it's for this, and then just dry brushed all the little, like, you know, veins and boils and all that. And then this guy, I did the same thing, but instead of using the pus, or what's it called, Plaguebearer Flesh, I don't know why I can't think of that. I used, like, what was it, fire beard skin or something, dwarf skin. So he's a little more red, but I kind of like that because I wanted him to be different from this one, you know what I mean? So if you look at them together, you can see he's got more of a reddish tint or glow or whatever to him, so he just stands out a little bit on the table where I'm like, oh, okay, that's that one, that's that one. And I'm glad with how he turned out. He's got his crazy tongue. His axe actually broke off, so I need to glue that back on. But, you know, another guy, pretty happy with how he turned out. Nurgle's always fun to paint as I hit the thing. Here is my Carnosaur I was working on. This guy was fun. I really wanted to do like a purple Carnosaur because I thought it looked cool. I saw somebody's online and I was like, dude, I want to do a purple Carnosaur. So it was just pretty fun to paint. You got the underbelly, you got all the scales going up here. I still got to paint some of him. He looks a little too monocolored. But I got his shield done, his weapons, his headpiece. It's just a lot of little things, little details. But I'm happy with how he turned out. I still got to base him as well. A lot of these I still have to base. I did like some bases, like for the swamp guy. You can kind of see it's I don't know if you can see actually. I did like another thing of the water texture over here to make it look kind of glossy. It's kind of hard to see in the camera and the lighting though. And then this one is a big one. This is my Kragnos. And this one was really fun to do. I really like painting this Kragnos. He looked, at first he was a little dull. He's still a little dull, honestly, but I keep kind of dry brushing him to make him pop a bit more, but I think the shield turned out really well. Like the gold, it's almost like a green dusted gold type of style, which I like because, you know, he's kind of fitting that desert theme with the orcs, although he can go with a lot of different destruction armies, but I wanted him to kind of be like the desert orc because I think his base fits the desert theme anyway, which, by the way, I love doing this base. It's just, this is a gray contrast paint, and then I just like super dry brushed over it, and I think it looked really good. I even kind of made it more of a wet dry brush so that it kind of looked a little dusty, I guess you could say, but really happy with how this Kragnos turned out. He was really fun to paint. And it's just fun when like you actually paint stuff and you have to play the game with it, and then, you know, it's like you got a fully painted thing and other people see it and they're like, yo, that looks pretty cool. And you're like, thanks. So that's a look at my main Warhammer stuff that I've done. So I'm gonna swap back over now. Here we go. Whoa. This is probably gonna sound terrible, honestly, me like maneuvering the microphone. I'm sorry. Alright, we're back. So I just wanted to show those off because I think it's fun to, you know, kind of show people the progress you can make. Because I mean, if you go back and you watch some of my older Warhammer painting stuff, you can see the progress that I've made in comparison to what I'm doing now. I don't think I'm like a professional painter. I don't think I'm like a master painter or anything. I don't even think I'm like a very good, but I've seen some like really good painters. But you know what? I paint well enough that I think from like looking far away, you're like, hey, you know what? That looks pretty neat. And that's all I'm going for. That, and you know, enjoying the process of painting. You know, not just that, the process of building and then painting and then actually playing the game with everything. It's just, I just love it, man. And that's why I dedicated an entire YouTube channel to it over on Warhammer Crendor. And it gets pretty nerdy over there, especially when I'm going over battle tomes or stuff like that. It's... Oh, I didn't even show off any like 40K stuff. Hold on, you know what? I'll show you... Here, I'll show you something. There we go. This is my Stompa, my child. So you can see it is literally as big as my head. He's just primed metal. He's primed a metallic paint, but this dude, like, look at this. This is my hand. My hand can like palm his entire head. Like he is a giant Warhammer model. Also extremely annoying to build. Yeah. So, the instructions for that thing were like building an IKEA like project. It was like piece, and I was like, there's like no numbers. There was like no numbers. I just had to like put it there. I remember I built it while watching the Olympics, and it took like the entirety of like a curling round. Like an entire of like actually multiple. It took a lot. Okay. But I guess my main thing is I just wanted to show off my Warhammer stuff and promote my Warhammer YouTube channel. And so hopefully you enjoyed that. Go check it out. And yeah, Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya.